Awesome. Well, hi guys. First of all, congratulations for doing premiere. If you guys just want to go ahead down the line and introduce yourselves and what project you worked on.
My name is Tova. I was co-writer and lead actress in Blank.
I'm Abhishek Weinberger. I am the director, editor, and co-writer of Blank.
I'm Ed Landa. I composed the score for Blank. Jared Johnson did Exorcised.
Jay DeLuna, I did He Sleeps No More.
Hi, I'm Laura Medeiros, and I did Good Times, Bad Times. I was the director, writer, and producer.
Hi, my name is Tan Xuan. I'm the general executive producer, post-production director, and supervisor for The Woman in the Darkness.
Great. Well, I would love to start out by maybe on your end, hearing a little bit about your inspirations behind your projects.
Yep, for me, there's two reasons. So first of all, we finished this, the reason that I joined this project, it's one word, acting. That's the first reason, yeah. Sherry Liu, she's not here today, but she's a very talented actress. She's using like acting on stage, acting for film, two different formats to build up a character, and the movie like give energy, give power to women. So I like the theme a lot. And second of all, I like to take the challenge because all my post-production team, we finished this movie using like almost 1 year because during COVID. So all the sound department, color grading, VFX, music, we are in different countries, different spots. So the whole process like 12 months. So the second reason is a very, very good movie. It should be finished and to be seen. So really thank you for everyone come to watch our movie. Thank you.
Same question?
Yeah. Inspirations.
My own personal experience. Just kidding. Mostly, I wanted to put a film out there, no matter the cost, but I didn't want to spend a lot of money. And I'm mostly a producer, but I also really like to write. So I set myself the task to write something within a certain budget, very limited budget. So I knew that I wanted to shoot everything in 1 day. I needed between one to two actors, one location. So I kind of wrote the story around my budget. I had a few options of other stories. There was a comedy and another type of thriller, but I ended up on this one of the girls putting up the pictures on the wall, and there's a guy in the closet. But because I really like to play with the idea of appearances can be deceiving, and I really like horror, but I also really want to tell the story in a visual way. That's why there's mostly no dialogue. The only dialogue we have is a thumbs up, which was completely improvised at the time, but I kind of let the actors have that, but because I like stories being told visually. That's why I really emphasize the colors and the lighting and all the production design. That was most important to me, even though it's a really, I don't want to say basic, but like a simple, straightforward story. I like to being able to tell it purely visually. So it was more of a task to me as a producer, writer, and director of making a film and putting it out there in a budget-friendly way.
Great. Yeah, strong choices.
I'm a big fan of like 80s. I'm a big fan of the Halloween series and the Friday series. So my idea was like, if you take Freddy Krueger out of the equation, if there was a third guy, who was better than both of them? And I'm not saying that my guy is better, but maybe he is. But so I actually made a trailer first, and I had this idea that this a slasher from the 80s would just run rampant on today's generation. They would not be ready at all. They'd be on their phones and stuff like that. So that's like where the feature would go. So I cut a trailer together, and then I had enough footage to expand it into a short, and I did that to get in festivals more, because not every festival takes trailers. And just to get the idea out there and to meet people and to have fun. So it's been fun, and this jacket was featured in the trailer, actually. In the movies, you know. There's still some fake blood in it.
With this short, I had been, during lockdown, was in my apartment, had my partner at the time, and did like a lot of little experimental horror shorts trying to play with the different subgenres and different locations in my place. And once we were finally able to go out into the world again, had some bigger ideas I wanted to work on, but still they involved pretty much me and an actress, Scarlett, which was great, and her dog, Chester, who was also a star, and just, yeah, fun sort of playing in a bright sort of more peaceful mindfulness setting, and then bringing horror into that element. And yeah, I just got real lucky. All the pieces came together, and yeah, thanks for watching.
Tova's my sister, and yeah, we both wanted to do something that could allow us to stretch our wings again. You know, she wanted to act in something that, you know, could really kind of let her show what she can do, and I wanted to get behind the camera again. It had been a while, and the idea of, like, you know, we talked out a story that we could shoot on a low budget, and it became this metaphor for feeling stagnant in life and in relationships, and, you know, one person is changing and the other person isn't, and, you know, like, we were playing around with that, and then we wrote the script, and it was, you know, it was like a pretty hefty length, and we decided, like, you know, let's just do it. Let's have like feature school. Let's shoot 29 pages, you know, in a week. Yeah, that's the short version.
Yeah, that basically, but also I was just gonna say from my end that my brother he writes a lot, and this is the first thing that I had ever written like this, and so I was like teasing him. I was like, why don't you write me something to be in? And he's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Like if you would like to do this, then I would happily love to teach you how to write a script. And so he wrote me worksheets and homework, and we watched a million movies, and I went through the Abishai Weinberger School of Screenwriting, and then my first ever thing, you know, co-wrote, has been winning all these awards and nominated for stuff, so that's cool. We just won best short screenplay at Genre Blast, yeah.
Well, congratulations. Wow, I'm going to work for it. Great. Well, because we do have so many of you guys in the audience, we have a little bit of time left. You guys want to open it up for some questions that you have for any particular film or any of the people in front of you over here? Questions? Yeah?
For Blank and Woman in Darkness, did you guys have to do any outside research for women that felt physical abuse and then people with DID? So I'm just curious, did you guys do any further research to like make sure that that script fit what was actually occurring in people's lives?
Right, for Blank, we wanted to make it very explicitly not DID. So I checked with people with a friend of mine, and I was before we made it about whether or not this was at all demonizing or anything. And then recently, you had an experience.
Yeah, so, you know, when we had the script of it going around, you know, we talked to some people about it, because we like the idea of, we don't want to demonize any, you know, like mental illness, people with mental illness. We did want to kind of turn it into a metaphor, but then also be sympathetic to the fact that people have mental illnesses and have to grapple with that, and, you know, and so we threw in that line about how it's not BID, and thankfully at festivals, people have been coming up to us and telling us that either they or someone they know had experienced something similar to this, and they felt seen, which made us feel really happy. But yeah, we didn't research it. We just tried to research ways to try to differentiate from it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So I think I asked something similar to Sherry, who's the writer, the lead actress before. I say about the character, what work did you do? And for her, I remember two things. So this one is like based on like a true story from one of her best friends. So she got a lot of like preparation before. This is her thesis film in a film school in LA. So I'm pretty sure she done a lot of research and a lot of works for the character, because the reason she want to make this is to show like a lot of like Asian women who married here, but their life maybe is not happiness. So she need to observe and done a lot of work. That's the first thing I remember. And the second thing is to show a very good character, a wife who wants to revenge. It's very difficult for her. Do you know why? I tell you guys something about her is she's one of the like well-known comedy actress in China before she came to study here. I don't know the name in English, but in Chinese I know some Chinese audience here. It's called 开心麻花. So she's in one of the very famous like comedy organization. So when she finished her thesis film, another goal for her is I want to create a character is without comedy elements. She 100% changed her acting habit. It's totally different than I saw her in the theater to make everybody laugh in 2016. Totally different. So yeah, I think she done a lot of work and overcome a lot of challenge by herself. Yes.
Anybody else have a question?
This is kind of for the whole group, but what were some ways that you got creative with your budget and or saved here and there?
Okay.
And congratulations.
Okay, thank you. So okay, for me, I think this is her thesis film. It's the budget for the production. I think it's not expensive because only 2 locations. Simple but great theme. I like it, but just one apartment and the black and white scene. She just shot in a classroom in a film school. So it's not expensive. For me, the whole post-production part in doing COVID, for me, the most expensive one, the part is a part called Foley. Because the movie is no dialogue. So how to use sound to create tension to that. So I invite like the most expensive. If you guys know a famous director, Zhang Yimou, he's very famous in China, the director from The Great Wall and The Hero. We invite his Foley team. So even because he shot a lot of like kung fu or something stuff. So even the detail for the knife, you guys can hear it. So that's the most expensive part for the film. Yeah.
As I mentioned, I wrote the script around the budget, so I knew that I needed like no more than 2 actors, 1 location, and I need to do 3 pages. So everything was crafted to be shot in 12 hours. But I also felt like everybody in my crew, including a little bit of the cast, were multiple hats. So I was director, producer, and writer, and kind of production designer. The set dresser was also a cover officer. The scripty was also the first AD. The first and second AC was same person. Gaffer is my editor. So everybody was doing like 2 jobs. But also not only because I didn't want to spend too much on lunch. Not gonna catering is expensive, you would be surprised. But also not only because of that, I think the best way to save money is to just get a really good crew that you can trust on. The worst thing you can have is like somebody that is not doing anything, is just being a dead weight to your production, and you still have to buy that person a lunch. But for other reasons, like we were shooting everything inside a small apartment, so we could not have a big crew. But for reasons of like trusting, and I knew that my crew would handle that project. Because it's technically a very simple project, I knew they could handle that. But I trusted my crew, so I knew everybody was on the same page, everybody was on board, everybody was able to understand my vision of what I wanted, and everybody was able to bring ideas on how to make it more effective or more creative or more visually appealing. So if you have everybody on the same page, working together for the same goal and you have good communication, things go more effectively to achieve that goal. And that saves you time, that saves you money, and saves you a headache. And so you save on Tylenol. So
Great.
that's a way to save money.
Yeah, like she said, I did a lot of jobs. I wrote, directed, produced, shot it, scored it, and then what's cheap is to make up fake names and put those in the credits, and then